Hey you guys, good to see you as always here on the channel. I think it's time to say goodbye to our beautiful summer lawn, but we're going to say hello to our new green, beautiful winter lawn. We're going to do that by overseeding with winter rye. So winter rye, as the name implies, loves the cold. We're going to put it out nice and thick all over the yard. It should take about 2 to 3 weeks to germinate, and then as our zoysia, this is Empire zoysia that we have here, as it goes dormant, then the winter rye will come up through it and we'll have a nice, beautiful green winter lawn. We're also going to do a couple of spots along the driveway, but first we're going to go jump on the Kubota here and get all the pine straw and leaves raked up, and then we're going to do some really cool things along the driveway also with winter rye. So I've got the rake hooked up to the Kubota. This is going to help fill in any washouts that we got along the driveway, but also just go ahead and get all the pine straw and leaves out of the way. What I normally do is take my hand spreader, walk up the driveway. That way it leaves like a real pretty green line in the middle and a little bit on each side. But then along the beds, we're going to take and do it by hand and make it look like a green carpet, kind of tuck it up near the mulch. It should look really pretty. Well, it took a little bit longer than expected, but it looks really nice. Matter of fact, I'm gonna drive you guys around on the golf cart here in a second and show you. I was even able to come down here in our little parking area, make a couple circles, get it all smoothed out. Well, let's go take a look at the rest of the driveway. Even though it took a little longer than I wanted to, it does look really nice. It's cold, y'all. I almost want to get back in that tractor. That big old glass cab on that Kubota was like a miniature greenhouse. It was nice and warm in there. Just listen to the radio. If my phone would just quit ringing today, it'd be the perfect day. But nonetheless, it was really nice. But it's daggum getting cold out here now. So there's our first curve right there. Got all the pine straw up. Then as you come up here by the sandy hill, driveway looks nice and clean. And this right here is one of my favorite areas of the driveway, underneath the shade of all the oaks and pines. This bed down here still needs a lot of help, but this is our shade bed. But the driveway, this is just one of my favorite spots going through this shady area. And if the freeze don't get them tonight, then our tractor seat plants right there have got some big blooms on them. Then as you go through the gate, we was able to get rid of some of those old washouts that were in the driveway, making it bumpy for us. And then you come down here to the first bed where our Confederate rose is still blooming, but maybe after tonight, I don't know how that's going to affect it. Probably not so great. But anyway, come down here to the first bed, and then of course the driveway just goes on out to the road. So what I'm going to come in here and do, y'all, is just take my hand rake, or soft tine rake, whatever you want to call it, and come up and find the mulch. Pine straw is covered just about everything, but I think it'll be really pretty if we can have a nice defined edge and it just be green as green can be up against this bed. I think that'll look beautiful. So I'm going to take the rake, just rake all this pine straw up, kind of scratch the surface of the soil a little bit, and then by hand I'm just going to come in here and shake the seed out. It's going to take a little bit of time, but I think it's really going to be worth it this coming winter, just to have that nice contrast of the bright green winter rye against this bed. Got it all cleaned up, raked up, ready for seed. When our buddy Luis comes back, he's gonna bring us a 5-gallon bucket, put the seed in. But you see what I did here? Anywhere where I could really accentuate the contrast line between the mulch and the planting area, I did so, because that's just going to give us a more natural, curvy look. Like right up in here, I think will be just absolutely beautiful when it's all green. And then we're going to tie it right back to the driveway. Thank you, senor.
Señor, traje dos. No sé si ocupa uno o dos.
Nah, I just need one. Just need one. You want me to take the other one también?
Sí, sí, para siempre a veces son dos los que se necesitan.
Perfect. Thank you, sir.
No problema.
All right, Luis, you have a good afternoon, buddy. See ya. All right, we got our 5-gallon bucket delivered by our good buddy Luis. I don't know what I'd do without that guy. Now, let's get some seed in the bucket as soon as I figure out where to put y'all so you can watch. Don't know if we'll need all 5 gallons. Come on out, seed. Guess it just depends on really how thick we put it. Well, kind of got a bunch in the driveway. We're gonna have one green spot right there for sure. Winter rye is a real lightweight, fine seed. I've spreaded a lot of this in erosion areas back when Dad and I was doing construction sites. But this is an excellent wintertime erosion control grass, as well as just a beautiful green winter grass. I'll try to rake that big old pile out a little bit, because now we'll just have us a giant green blob in the driveway. But this is real simple. We don't have to cover it up or anything. But we're just going to take our hand and we're just going to put it down real thick, thicker than hair on a dog's back, as my daddy would say. We're going to taper it off right there to a point. That's going to be our starting line. We're just going to take and do the same thing all up the whole side of this bed. This is the first time that I've actually tried this. Usually I just use my shoulder spreader, let it go where it may. But I think targeting it this way and almost painting this winter rye in is going to look real sharp. As soon as we get a little bit of rain or the sprinklers get it, which they're not calling for rain anytime soon, so we'll have to turn the sprinklers on. As soon as it gets wet, then it'll germinate. And this stuff will germinate on concrete. That's why we don't have to come back and worry about covering the seed over, because it just will germinate and punch its root right on down on whatever it's growing. It's got a very long tap root, and that's, let me get right, y'all can see me. That's another great thing about winter rye, is it will shoot that tap root down. So when we go around to the yard in a minute and put it out on our zoysia, these roots will almost aerate for us, because they're going to punch down through the grass into the soil, creating a void where water can get down and air. And then the neatest thing about it is it's going to go down and find nitrogen that's deep down, pull that up into the blade of grass, into the blade of the winter rye. That nitrogen will be stored there, and then when next spring, early summer, when it gets hot enough, it'll die, and it'll release that nitrogen back down from the top of the soil level down towards the soil. So it's almost, well, not almost, it actually is going down and getting the nitrogen and bringing it back up to the top. Pretty neat. I really want to pay close attention to this line up here by the mulch. And then we're just going to paint it green, essentially, and super, super thick. I'm just letting it trickle through my fingers, just painting that line. Today's a perfect day to be doing this too, so we don't have any wind, because the seed is so light. We'd have a difficult time controlling it if the wind was blowing. Well, I'd say that's pretty doggone thick, wouldn't y'all? And you'll get really good germination out of this winter rye too. So can you just imagine in 2 to 3 weeks, man, that is going to be all green and pretty and really give us that curb appeal as you're coming down the driveway. All right, so that was the most time consuming little part right there. Let's go around to the front yard now, put our shoulder strap seed spreader, say that 4 times fast. let's go around to the front yard and overseed our zoysia. Here is my shoulder spreader. It's an Earthway brand, I believe. And it's really simple. As the name implies, just goes around your shoulder like so. I think I got it backwards. Let's see, how about like that? Yeah, that's much better. Then it just has a little slide right here on the side. You can adjust how much seed comes out by where you put this little set screw. Now let's see if I can not embarrass myself and get the seed in the hopper without spilling too much. Probably gonna block y'all's view a little bit, but really can't help it. It's kind of hard to do by yourself. So far, so good. We did it. Check it. Didn't spill too much at all. Kind of hard by yourself. Got a helper, be much easier. Now if I could just figure out how to film, hold the bag, and turn the handle at the same time. I think I'm gonna have to go over here and clip you guys to the porch, and y'all just gonna have to watch from afar. Sorry about that, but I ain't got my two hands. Most important thing is just getting nice, even coverage. So I'll stand away from any of the edges of the grass about 10 feet and just walk, come back over another 10 feet, kind of split my pathway, just to make sure we got nice, even coverage. I hate it when it's really green in one spot and kind of puny in another. All right, our first bag is out. I gotta put out a couple more, but I just want to show y'all real quick kind of what it looks like. We'll walk down here in the shade a little bit. So I don't even know if you guys are able to see the little individual seed grains. Can't get in real close with this GoPro because it's blurry, but hopefully y'all can see those little grass seeds right there. But it just kind of finds its way down through the zoysia. And now, as soon as we turn the sprinklers on, like I said, about 2 to 3 weeks, give or take, it'll sprout up through there. And we shouldn't miss a beat because our zoysia is still pretty green. Then when the winter rye comes up, it'll obviously be green. We won't miss a beat and we can stay green all year long. Well, y'all, I'm gonna put a couple more bags out. I appreciate you hanging out with me. It's that easy to overseed your yard and give yourself that 12-month green yard. So give it a shot. The more you know, the more you grow. I'll see you on the next video, y'all.